Hi and welcome to The Winning Factor. I'm Alan Aitken, and on this show each week we take a look at some upcoming races in Hong Kong and we try and isolate the key ingredient, the winning factor that we might look back on later as having decided the event. Well, on Sunday at Sha Tin, some of the big names are returning, but we're going to look elsewhere for our wagers on the card. And the first race we're going to look at is race 6. And the winning factor here, the draw. Now this is a relatively open race, a class 4, but I think that those that stand out for me are the recent winner over the course, Sunshine Warrior, and two runners further down the handicaps who haven't won yet, but they've been in good recent form, and I think that form is somewhat hidden, Golden Mission and Telecom Rocket. Well, the race doesn't end there, but I want to particularly drill down on Golden Mission and Telecom Rocket and the change in draw that is going to be vital for them. Now here you can see the barrier draws that they've had up until now, and in each case there's been one or two decent draws for them, but mostly they've drawn in the wrong place in the circle races. For Telecom Rocket, the only time he drew low early in his career was down the straight, and that's no advantage there. But more recently, they've both had wide barriers in their lead-ups into this event, and that's what I want to concentrate on when we take a look at those races. First of all, Golden Mission, he resumed for the season in race 58 and drew very wide on this occasion, and that meant that he had to get back at the tail of the field here. You'll see him in the blue, black and red colours, and he is a clear last on straightening for home over the 1200 metres, and he gets past half the field running into 7th placing in the run down the home straight. But if we take a look back at his prior run, which was at the end of last season, this time he drew well over the 1400 metres that he contests here, and you can see that that different draw enabled his rider to have him much more competitive, much more up in the race, if you like, and he's in the first 4 here. You'll recognise those colours again, and he closes his race off satisfactorily here. He's beaten only a length in finishing 3rd in a good solid effort. As for Telecom Rocket, well, he also finished 3rd over the 1400 metres last season when he did have a good draw, but more recently he's had 2 starts this season, both times from double figure draws, and both times he's had to cover a lot of extra ground. We're going to take a look at the second up run here, and as you can see, he's in the red and yellow colours. He's caught 3 wide, just behind the pacemakers in the race, and he's stuck out there all the way doing a lot more work than his rivals, but he sticks on quite well in the run home. Very brave effort from this horse. If we take a look at the map, they both shaped to get much better draws from inside barriers this time. The lead in the race, it's pretty much up for grabs. We've seen Polymaluk lead over longer distances in the past, and he may well be the leader here over 1400 metres, but there are a number of candidates, and whatever happens, Golden Mission and Telecom Rocket are both going to have soft runs from their inside draws, and I think they'll both be closer to the pace than we often see them when they're drawn wide, and that could be crucial. So the tip in race 6, Telecom Rocket, his winning factor, the draw. He's been trying very hard and racing very bravely from wide gates more recently, but I think from an inside draw here with his lightweight, he has everything he needs to get the job done. For our second race, we're going to go over to race 9, the class 2 over 1400 metres, and our winning factor here, the sectionals. Well, for me, this is a good old-fashioned head-to-head race between He's the One for Us and a rising star in Golden 60. And for most racing fans, each of these horses has a crucial point. For He's the One for Us, it's a wide draw. He's been racing well from wide draws, but he gets another one here. And for fans of Golden 60, I guess the question marks over him are whether he can make the rising class and whether he can run the extra distance after his impressive first up 1200 metre win. Well, first of all, we're going to take a look back at his only previous attempt at this distance, and that was in race 797 last season. And on that occasion, you'll see here Golden 60 drawn on the inside, white colours with a golden cap. And Vincent Ho has him out of the gates very quickly and up into the box seat here. But please note the manners of Golden 60. His first attempt at 1400 metres, and he's going very hard here. He's fighting the rider all the way. He's got his mouth open, and he's really wasting an awful lot of energy in this run that he really needs to keep for the finish. And as you can see in the home straight, he doesn't have that finish. He runs out of steam in the final 200 metres and finishes a fairly tame effort for a horse who was a short price favourite. Now resuming this season in race number 7, Golden 60 was back to 1200 metres here, and with an outside draw and a quiet ride, he was able to reel off some brilliant sectionals here. The race shape in general was not much pace early, and then strong sectionals from the leaders over the final 800 metres. But he was able to run much better sectionals than the front runners here, Golden 60, get over the top of them and win running away. And if you have a look at his individual heat map here on the screen, he's broken 44 seconds for his final 800 metres. That's some serious acceleration sustained over 800 metres. And for me, that answers the question. When a horse is going up in class or up in distance, usually their strong sectional times will give us an indication that they are up to the challenge in both cases. And looking at the map, I think we'll see a more conservative ride from Vincent Ho this time, rather than bustling the horse out and having him over race. I think he'll be happy to bury him away, maybe in midfield from the good draw, and let that acceleration and the lightweight do the job in the final stages. So the tip in race 9, Golden 60. His winning factor, the sectionals. A horse who can reel off the kind of finishing speed that Golden 60 has is headed for some pretty good races, I think, in the future. A question mark is over his ability to do it at 1400 metres, but he was so strong at the end of 1200 that I think we're going to see him able to do it over the extra distance on Sunday. Well, that's it from the winning factor for this week. Good luck on Sunday. We'll see you next time.